The first trial, we failed. Haji has to realize that what we are doing is helping him. We have failed, but our intention was for us to succeed in helping him.
International.
Good day, everyone out there watching us live on VM International TV. Just to let you know, this is VM Show, where we bring issues that are affecting people individually. My beautiful audience out there and viewers, just to let you know, if you could remember, we once interviewed one man called Hadi Tarawale. At the end of the day, it becomes a little big issue. Now that we understand that Dr. Jah and the team, they did a very good work to make sure that we have an interview with Dr. Jah himself, because they feel like what the man was saying, it is an allegation against them. So to quickly clear that, that will be very important. Dr. Jah, please, I will be very glad if you can introduce yourself to the audience there for the first time. Then from there, we started from there.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Dr. Abubakar Jah. I am a urologist, which means that I deal with male problems affecting their genitals and their reproductive system, and also deal with the bladder, kidney issues, both for males and for females.
Okay.
At the moment, I am the only person with that specialization in the Gambia. We are training people. I am training doctors in the teaching hospital, so that soon we have more people in the specialty like me. Okay. Yes.
Anyway, thank you very much. Now, quickly, I would love to know your relationship with Hadi Tarawale, the patient that came to me requesting for help.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think before that, Mr. Trawale, I'm very happy that you have taken the initiative to come and do this interview.
Yeah.
As you know, any story has two sides.
Of course.
I think it was a mistake to publish something without looking at the two sides. And I am sure that you have realized that.
Of
and
course,
that
my
is
apology for that.
Yes, and that is the reason that we are here today. Yes, Haji Trawale is my patient. I'm not going to say he was my patient, because he's still my patient, who came to me with a problem. And since usually these things are confidential things, but since he himself has gone to the public to talk about this, that means that he has consented for his issues to be known in public. And so he did come to me with a problem that is very complex, which he had due to an accident. And he was unable to pass urine. If you remember in your interview, it was made to look like he was not able to pass urine after he saw me, but he was unable to pass urine when he first saw me. And in fact, that issue, because when you are not able to pass urine and your kidneys are passing urine, then it fills the bladder. And the bladder becomes too full. And when the bladder becomes too full, it now starts, the pressure starts going into the kidneys, and the kidneys don't like pressure. So you start damaging your kidneys because you're not passing urine. The normal bladder contains about 400, 500. By the time you have 400 in your bladder now today, you will not be able to sit down here. You will be sweating because you want to empty it. When we met him, he had over 1,000 mils of, that is about over a liter of urine in his bladder, which he was not emptying, and he did not realize he was not emptying it. And his kidneys have started getting damaged. So we first did a small procedure for him to empty the bladder. That is what he showed in the video, that he has a pipe. That pipe is to save him. And the other video that was shown there was to show that this was a video I made, which is in YouTube. Anybody can access it in YouTube today, if you type suprapubic cystostomy. And this is a video I made to teach health personnel in the Gambia how to do this. And that video has been seen by people even abroad.
Yeah.
And many doctors are now using it as a learning tool to know how to do that procedure. So we did that for him, and we saved his kidney.
Yeah.
Then we needed to do another procedure for him. That procedure, if you needed it about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, you have to go abroad to get it. You cannot get it in the Gambia.
What is that procedure?
That procedure is called a urethroplasty.
Okay.
That is.
Can you break it down for my audience to know, please?
Yes, urethroplasty.
Yeah.
What he had an injury.
Yeah.
He had an accident, and he had an injury which blocked his urine passage. So where the urine is supposed to come through the penis, that place had a scar, and it blocked it. That is called a stricture. That is what he had. Now, what we wanted to do was a urethroplasty, which means that I had to do a repair of that. I had to cut away the tissue that is affected, and then I join it together by any means that I can find.
Yeah.
These are very complicated things. That is why I'm putting it this way, just for you to understand. This is what we were supposed to do. Now, when you're dealing with this type of strictures, one of the treatment for stricture is a less invasive procedure. And today, if you go with me to theater, I'm doing one of those.
Yeah.
Is to put a telescope inside, look at the TV, the whole picture of the water pipe will come on a TV, and I can do my operation on the TV without cutting him outside. So he will not see any cut outside, but we can do the procedure. That procedure is less expensive, and it causes less damage around. So those are the two ways that you can do it.
Yeah.
So when we went in on that day, he struggled to get his money for this procedure. We can go to the details because he went into the details of this. This procedure, the first one that I did in the Gambia after I got my training in UK to come and do this type of procedure here, actually we charged $300,000 for that.
Okay, $300,000.
$300,000.
Instead of $100,000.
Instead of $100,000, $300,000. And I'll tell you the story. This person suffered for 17 years.
Yeah.
He's 35 years. At that time, he was 35 years old. He suffered for 17 years. So half of his life, he was suffering with this problem. He had about more than 6, I can't remember now, surgeries that he had by other people to try to solve his problem. They could not solve his problem. Yeah. So he had a pipe like Mr. Trawale for 17 years. He was able to 17 years. Can you imagine that? So finally, he got somebody who wanted to sponsor him in England. And they went to England to get this to be sorted out. And they charged them £17,000, which is more than $1 million. It's much more than $1 million in the Gambia. This is what they were charged to do this procedure. They could not afford it. So they were talking to the doctors there. Then the doctor said that, look, we have a Gambian who trained in this hospital who can do this procedure. Go to him. He will be able to do it to you, for you. That's how they came to me. Because they know that time was just, in fact, that time they were there, I was in England myself. So when I came back, I told them, now I'm ready to do this procedure. I don't know what it takes, all the cost and everything, but I'm going to try to do it for you at $300,000. It was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon in this office. And the man said, I'm going now to bring the money. And I told him, don't worry, you can bring it tomorrow or day after tomorrow because we're not going to do this. He said, no, I'm going now to take the money. I told him, the banks made it close here. I said, I'm going now. He went that time and came and brought the money. We did the patient successfully. We have a video of the patient if you want to play it, just to show an excerpt of what he said. You can play it and then show them.
No problem.
So we did this procedure for him free of charge at that. I know that Gambians cannot get money like that. This procedure is a very intense procedure. It's very expensive procedure with expensive materials. But I tried my best to get alternative materials
to save life,
so that I can save life and reduce the cost. So we were able to reduce it up to $100,000. That is by the time Mr. Trawale came.
That is Haji Tarawale.
Haji Tarawale. Yes. So before Haji Tarawale came, we were able to reduce it to about that. So when Haji Tarawale came, and I saw he was suffering to get that money. When I went to theater, I said, look, I will try first to do the less invasive procedure and see whether we can open it for you. There's a chance that if we open it, it can close again, but let's try that. So that is what we tried for him. We didn't do a major operation for him.
I just want to ask, because he's not here today, and probably he may not even understand what you're talking about. Had you told me when he was coming here, then he was passing urine. But now you said when he came here, he wasn't passing urine. So how is that? Is it lying? Is that true or false?
That is true, what he said. You see, passing urine, if you're a medical person, you'll know what I say. There are two types. Inability to pass urine, there are two types. Something called chronic retention and acute retention. When you have acute retention, it means you cannot pass any drop of urine. When you have chronic retention, you are passing urine, but you are passing in drops. Drop by, and there's a lot remaining inside. Do you understand what I mean? So he may be passing some urine, but he can tell you himself, if you ask him again, that he was not passing urine comfortably. He will be having pain.
He told me that.
Yes. So see, he was having problem passing urine. So he was in retention. He was unable to empty his bladder. That is what we call retention. So he was in retention with over a liter of urine. It's all on my notes here. Over a liter of urine in his bladder. If he was kept like that up to now, he will be in dialysis now. He will be having dialysis for his kidneys, because his kidneys will be totally damaged, or he will have died if he was left like that. So we saved his life by putting that catheter and draining his bladder.
And how much does that cost? Because like he was saying in the beginning, when he came to you, he wasn't having the money. And then when he went back, the company supported him, the family and the relative. And you said to him that he's supposed to pay $100,000 a cast. And you went, because he showed me some details, it is in my phone. And he went forward, and then you told him that now you have to pay $90,000, which he paid. But he said he paid more than $100,000 in a sense that the scanning and other stuffs were not involved. Only the operation, he paid $100,000. So how did that happen? And he said that you were calling him frequently, when are you coming? So I want you to clear that point clearly to me.
Thank you very much. Number one, I don't call patients at all. I hardly ever call patients to say, when are you coming? I don't think that is true. Maybe my team was calling him to find out when he would be coming. Probably. Number two is that when we are going to do a operation and we charge you for the operation, it's just for the operation.
And how much
the tests, the operation is $100,000. But we gave him a discount. That is why he ended up having $90,000. Okay, so we gave him a discount. Then when we did the operation, we did a lesser operation. Okay, that operation cost him $60,000. So he had change with us, and I am sure we offered him that we are going to give him back the change, or he can use it on the next operation. I don't know what happened. I don't deal with the finances here. Somebody else deals with the finances. But it is either he has been given back the change that he had, or he has been told that it will go to your next surgery. Now the next surgery was going to cost him $100,000 again. And what has been been charged? He has been charged 75. That means that there was a big discount done. In fact, the hospital will run at a loss by doing that operation. But we were ready to do it for him so that we can save him. But the hospital also cannot do operations free of charge, because you have come around, you have seen what goes on in this hospital. You know, there is so much expenses. And the materials we use for this operation are so expensive. And that is why we had to charge to get it done. And this one we are doing it almost as a charity. If it is being charged more than $1 million somewhere, and we're charging $100,000, for God's sake, everybody should know that this is some form of charity. We are not getting much, and that's why it's very easy for us to just lose.
Do you know that Hadi Tarawale is also going through a lot, because he came here, that the operation you did is still affecting him. And now, that's
the operation is not affecting him. His condition is still there. I did not add anything to his condition. In fact, I saved his life. We saved his life here by doing that first operation for him that removed the urine. That pipe he's having is not as a result of the operation I did. That pipe he needed is for his life to be saved. So he has that pipe now. So he's safe now for now.
So that means what you are trying to tell us, that pipe, to put that pipe there, it costs $100,000.
No. To put the pipe there was the one before we did this operation. That pipe was put in there. If he tells you how it happened, that pipe was put in there to save his life before the operation, so that urine can start coming freely. That pipe, I think for that pipe, operation was about 7,000 something.
Okay.
That one was just about 7,500. That pipe, to put it in there, is very cheap.
Okay. Now another question is, he said after the operation, he was not passing the urine through his private part, and then secondly, he is not functioning as a man. Then he was functioning as a man, but after your operation, he is not functioning at all. So that means he's not having he's not interfering with the wife. How did that happen?
Okay. Number one, when he came to us, he was not passing urine properly. He was struggling because of the pressure in the bladder. He was dribbling urine slowly. So when we put the pipe in the bladder, it started passing freely there. That means there is no need for urine to come through his penis anymore. So that is why he was not passing urine through his penis anymore, because now it is passing freely through the bladder, which now has saved his kidneys. We have to stress that. The other thing about sexual function, the procedures, all the procedures we have done, has nothing to do with sexual function. If he's not having sexual function now, it is something else that is causing his lack of sexual function. And as you know, I have men coming here every day because they have inability to have sex anymore. They were having sex before, they have inability to pass sex anymore, and that is why they're coming to me. I'm a specialist in that also, and then I treat them. But to let you know, this is Dr. Boubacar Jah. We came here so that he can clear himself, which is very important because he's dealing with life. Yeah, no problem. He's dealing with life, and I think it's important for him as a professional doctor to clear himself out, because the patient was complaining that he is no longer having sexual affair after the operation with Dr. Jah. So, Dr. Jah, I want you to make that point clear, because it's also very important for people to know that. Yes. Let me explain to people so that they know. If you know how the sexual function is, the sexual function goes through, there are 2 rods in your penis. There are actually 3 rods that look like this. So you have 1 rod on the side, 1 rod on another side, and 1 rod underneath. The rod underneath is where your urine passes through. The rod on the sides are the ones for sexual function. We never went near there. All the procedure we did was we put a telescope inside and we cut open the pipe so that urine can pass through, and we put a tube for him there, and he passed urine for a few days and it closed again. That is all that was done. So the sexual function, there is nothing to do with that. He may feel that it is because of the operation, but I can tell you, and anybody who is watching this, because this will be watched by professionals themselves, they know that there was nothing done about his sexual function. We did not touch the parts that deal with his sexual function at all. So if he's saying that, then he is very much mistaken. Yeah. Okay, when he came back, what were your conversations? Because he said when he came, you requested another $75,000, and to him, he said he paid $100,000. So it's like when you pay $100,000, at the end of the day, he's still feeling the same pain that he was having. Remember, this person was not having infection. Like you said, he had an accident, and that's what causes the pain. So now, it's not when he came, he was he said you requested him $75,000, which he doesn't have, and he's a poor man at this stage. Yes. Remember the man I told you about? He suffered for 17 years. He's also a very poor man. He had at least 3 of his surgeries were done by foreigners, very qualified people from England, coming all the way here and doing his surgeries, and they all failed. That's in a public hospital. This is a private hospital. Any surgery in this world can succeed or fail. There are percentages of success rate. This particular surgery we are talking about in England, the success rate is about 94%. If you go to the sub-region here, all the published work that is published is about 80%, 70%, 80%. That's the success rate. That is, if you do it, there's a 70% chance it will succeed. There's a 30% chance it will fail. As a private hospital, if I do that surgery now and I spend all the money, you have been to our theater, you'll see how our theater is, to equip that theater, to staff that theater. We're doing 5 operations today or 4. You can see how many staff members are there. Everybody is being paid to be there, and everybody has a role. there. So all those people are being paid, and I do a surgery which can fail, and unfortunately it fails. What can we do again to be able to continue doing that operation? Yes. What can we do again? Yes. What can we do again is that surgery has to be charged for, so that we can continue doing it. Otherwise, as a private hospital, we are going to lose, and we are not going to be able to do this operation anymore. So that the next Gambian who needs to do it will have to go to England and pay $17,000. Dollars.
Okay.
70,000 pounds, not dollars, even pounds.
Okay.
To get this thing done. Would you want that? Of course.
Yeah.
So this hospital has to move on. Okay. So for him to come back, and we say, okay, we're ready to do it for you at 3/4 the price that normally it is done. Yes, the first one failed. We're taking some responsibility that we are not supposed to even take responsibility, because inherently this operation can fail.
Okay.
If I tell you that in England it is 94%, that means 6%. If every 100 you do, 6 will fail. Then 6 will fail. Since I came back to the Gambia and started doing this operation, I have done over 50 cases.
Okay.
You know how many failed?
No.
3 failed. So that gives me what percent?
But so many people told me on the ground that not even 4, not 5. A lot of people consulted me that Dr. Jah's operation do fail. Someone even told me that my child came here, and then later you told me, no, you have to go to the Banjul, and the child passed away. Another one also told me that my father was here, and he equally passed away. So if you said ever since you came here, at the end of the day, only 3 people fail, how will I trust in that?
Because you are getting it wrong, my friend. Since I came here to the Gambia, we've done thousands of operations. I'm not telling you 50 operations, thousands of operations. Those operations are different operations. And everywhere in the world that operations are done, there is possibility of failure, there is possibility of death, there's possibility of everything. So don't misquote. If I say that 50 of this particular operation to repair the urethra, we have done that. We have done thousands of operations. If you go to any hospital, the best hospital, go to Oxford Hospital. I worked in England. People have died in operations. People die in operations. So for people to die in operations, yes, it's natural. Unfortunate. I don't like it. I try my best to save my. That is why you saw how we do our operations. We go. Before we go to our operation, we do something called a briefing. We talk to each other about the operations. We go in theater. If you go to theater, you'll see we do something called a WHO checklist to see safety is number 1 here. And 50 operations, I've done it for this. If you go to Senegal, they will not get the same result. If you go to Nigeria, they will not get the same result. If you go to England, they will get the same result maybe. But I'm getting a very high success rate. Okay, so the child that died because of an operation, yes, people die because of, we don't want it. Unfortunately, I don't want it. Okay, but if you look into it, you'll find out that it's nothing of our fault. It is just one of those things.
Again, one of your staffs, not even one, almost 2, 3, they have been calling him, threatening him too, saying to him that, okay, Dr. Jah is the only person that does this, that deals with this urinary problem. And now that you have gone to media, now do you think that media is going to solve your problem? Dr. Jah, I know you have thousands or I know you have more staffs here, but if some staffs are calling your patient, telling him that, okay, now that you're doing this, in fact, when you come here, we're not going to do this. I had the audio myself, and I was very shocked hearing the lady that is working here calling a patient, telling him that, okay, even if you have money, if you come back, do you think that Dr. Jah is going to do this surgery? So what is your reaction on that?
Okay, you didn't hear me say that. I don't have control on that for him to go to you and say that. I don't have control on every member of staff here, what they will go and say. If I know the person, I can tell the person that what you've done is wrong. Okay? But I don't have control over that. You understand? The other thing is that as a doctor today, our ethics is so that if I see somebody suffering, I try to help him as much as I can. Okay? But if he comes to me today as a doctor, I may have the right to say, look, Haji, you were not satisfied with the way I dealt with your thing. Go and look for another doctor to do it for you. And then he can go and look for another doctor to do it for him. That doesn't mean I have done anything wrong. If I say that, look, today you complained, you went to the media and complained that this is what I have done to you. Okay? So please just go and get somebody else to solve your problem. Would that be wrong?
Well, the audience will judge.
Yes, the audience will judge.
Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't mean I will do that. I am not that type of person. Okay,
Yeah.
for me, I look at the person. The reason I'm here in the Gambia is to help.
Okay.
If I wanted to make money, I don't want to make money here. I can tell you my salary, what I make in England, when I was in England, even when I went and got stuck there in the COVID, what I can make in a weekend, I cannot make it here in a month.
Okay.
Do you understand that? So if I was looking for money, it's not here I will look for money. I can tell you that.
Okay. Finally, let's come to the conclusion. Since you said you are helping people, coming back to Hadi's case, what effort will you do to support him? Because at the moment, since he came to me, I remember he was crying for help. We even went to Hamadia so that he can change the bladder, and that costs him $300, and then I have to pay for that. Another thing happened again. I went visited the family. He was not even having a comfortable place to stay, neither a food to eat. So I also have to provide some money to him so that he can buy at least a bag of rice to support the family. Now that you said you support people, what effort are you willing to do to support this man who is in need of support?
Thank you very much, and thank you for trying to support people.
Yeah.
If I start naming the support that we do here, we will not end this interview. We do a lot of support for people, and Haji is not out of that support.
Okay.
Some of the support we get sometimes is that we get some NGOs which say, okay, do 10 operations for us free of charge for the patient, and we will pay for it, and we've done a lot of those ones before. The other thing that we can do is that he can go to the main hospital, the teaching hospital. The teaching hospital has a urology department also, although we have not fully started doing this type of operation there because this operation is very expensive. We have not fully started it in the public hospital, but I do teach in the hospital and I operate in the hospital, so he can come and meet me there and we can help him there.
Okay.
Here we have done a lot of help. People don't know. Today, for me to tell him, come back to me, we'll charge you 75,000, which is just going to cover some of our material, so that we can do that for you. That's a big support. You may not know it. People may not know it, but just imagine this same operation, if you want to do it abroad, is going to cost you 1-point-something million. Without your airfare, without you where you're staying, without what you're doing. Don't you think that's a lot of help already for the Gambia?
They will still judge.
They will still judge.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking you. But that is what I am saying. That what we are doing here today in this hospital, a lot today, now, one of my procedures I'm going to do has never been done in the Gambia before.
Okay.
And that person who is going to have it done would have had to travel abroad to do it. In fact, this is somebody who may be able to travel abroad to do it, but he prefers to get it done here. Okay. 3 days ago, I treated somebody who had what we call a penile implant. We have done some in the Gambia, but this is maybe about the 5th or 6th that we are doing, because it's a very expensive procedure. Only the material to do that operation cost the man, that one he bought it himself from England and brought it. Only the material cost him £2,500. That is almost about $150,000. That is what the material cost him.
Okay.
He bought it himself and he brought it, and I'm going to do the operation for him. And that operation also, if he was going to do it in the same place, he will spend somewhere around $1 million, $2 million to get that operation done.
Okay.
And we did it for him about $50,000, and he's now okay, and he's now going to have his sexual function done. So what I am saying is that we have to realize, the viewers have to realize, Haji has to realize that what we are doing is helping him. We have failed, but our intention was for us to succeed in helping him. The first trial, we failed. And that first trial was just a minor, was a minimally invasive, so that we can have the chance to do the second one if that one fails. The second one is coming up. Now, there is a 90% chance from our experience here now, the 50-something I have done, there is more than 90% chance that he will succeed when we do it.
Again.
But there is more than a 4%, 5% chance that it can fail.
Again.
So what if it fails again? What will he do? What if it fails again? What will people say? So in medicine, you don't count by somebody has died.
Okay.
You don't count by somebody has failed. No. You don't count by that.
And what do you count?
What you count is, you have done 100. How many of them have passed? Do you understand? And there are acceptable levels everywhere in the world. There is what is acceptable. So if I've done 100 and every 70 of them failed in an operation where most doctors will do it and 90% fail, then I'm not a good doctor. Do you understand?
Okay.
But if I have done 50 and only 3 fail, in an operation that somewhere else, if you do 50, 7 will fail, then I'm a very good doctor. But the 3 that failed, they will not know that. For them, it's 100%. For you now, if I do an operation for you and it fails, for you, it's 100% failure.
Of course.
Do you understand? So for you, you don't mind the other 97 that I have saved. You mind your own. Do you understand? So surgeries, we don't count it. In the whole world, they are acceptable. Every surgery has an acceptable number.
And finally, I want you to clear this, which is also very important. After the operation, had you told me personally that you gave him, that day he didn't spend the night here, he went back home, that is one. And after spending $100,000, you only gave him paracetamol as a medicine. How does that work?
Absolutely not true. I can show you the notes here. I can show you the notes. I can show you the notes. I will show you. Everything is electronic here. Absolutely not true. We gave him antibiotics and we gave him painkillers for his surgery. His surgery did not need him to stay because, as I said, it was an minimally invasive. That is where the world is going now, what we call minimally invasive. There was a time, if I do your appendix, you stay for about 1 week in hospital. Nowadays, we can do appendix. We did one not long ago by laparoscopic surgery, which means that we put just telescopes inside and we remove your appendix for you. You can go home the same day or the next day. That's what we're doing now.
He said you gave him paracetamol. He said you only gave him paracetamol.
Well, and now see the notes. We'll see the notes and you will see it for yourself.
Please mention them. Some of the medicine that you gave him. You can mention.
Normally for this operation, everybody, for every operation we have a protocol of what we give. For this operation, normally we'll give you paracetamol. Yes, it's one of them. We will give you some other little bit stronger painkiller called ibuprofen or diclofenac. We will give you some antibiotics. Mostly I give ciprofloxacin. We give you those ones, and I can assure you that if you look at his notes, he was given those.
Please, I would love to see that. Because
okay, but I can tell you that for this operation, we don't only give paracetamol. We give painkillers, and we give you some antibiotics.
And from there, you ask the person to go home.
And from there, we ask the person to go home. All the operations, 3 operations I'm doing today, 4 operations I'm doing today, all of them are going back home. Today.
They are all going
because I'm doing minimally invasive surgery. It saves them. It saves them. It reduces the cost of their surgery because they don't have to stay in hospital. Do you understand? So that is what the advantage of doing what we call minimally invasive surgery. So you're doing with telescopes. You're not cutting open. So Haji was not cut anywhere. If he tells you, apart from the first operation where we made a hole and put it into the bladder, the second operation he didn't see any cut in himself. It was all done inside. It's an internal operation. So when you do an internal operation like that, there is no point for him to stay. If you stay, the disadvantage is that it's going to cost you more. The disadvantage is that you can get infection from other patients that are around here because this is a hospital. And by lying down on the bed all the time, you can also get some other complications. There are a lot of complications, in hospital complications, that you can see by going home. So if we see a patient who can go home, it's better for them to go home. So for him going home, it was a good thing for him, not a bad thing for him.
So viewers, I hope that part is clear, and of course we will love to invite Hadi to also come over, because since we did the interview for the first time, Dr. Jah and the team, of course, they felt bad about it, though I didn't say something bad, but I'm going to apologize for not reaching out to him. That's my fault from that end. But I hope what is more important...
Let me just come in here. Not only that, the title was a very offensive title. I cannot pass urine after Dr. Jah's operation. That was a very bad title, because that was not true. But if you put that in your media without verifying, then it is your fault. It's not his fault. It's your fault because you're the one who put the title. I cannot pass urine after Dr. Jah's operation.
Says Hadija.
Says Haji. Yes. So
it was not said by me. It was said by him. As a journalist, like when you want to quote from the people, you quote them and you bring the name. So when he said that Mbukan Sumanano, that means I cannot pass the urinate after Dr. Jah's operation, then I put his name there. And if you look at the video, automatically that's what was said. And then secondly, when your lawyer called me at night, I told your lawyer not to call me, simply because I'm a journalist and I cannot tell him what to do in a courthouse. Equally, I cannot tell you what you can do at the hospital. But when he called me at night, drop down the video, I told him, no, I'm not going to drop down the video because I didn't say anything offensive. Equally, you are a lawyer. Wait for me at the court. And probably I personally have my lawyer too, so they will speak for me and they will stand for me. It was when you went to the Gambian Press Union to lodge my complaint there, and then when they talked to me, I told them, no, I'm not going to put down the video simply because I didn't say anything wrong. And the patient here said he's willing to go to court, and I'm also ready to go to court. But since they talked to me, and then we calmed down the situation, I said, okay, it's not a problem. For me, for your respect and for the respect of the nation, I will put down the video and get back to Dr. Ja. But now that we are here, I hope there is peace now, because now I understand how you operate. And from your explanation, the world will also balance it and put it together. So today is our first time meeting, and we never know what will happen in the future. Probably now more nurses, patients will come to me. I say, no, Dr. Jai is a good man. Go to him, and he will support you. So who knows? Because your intention here is to support people. My intention here is to support people. And that's the beauty of life. If we keep on supporting each other, nobody will suffer, nobody will end up having problems. So on that note, please, I'm sorry if I have ever done something wrong to you. Yes. And of course to your team also, I will use this medium to tell them if I have ever offended anyone, it is not my intention. I'm a human being. If I'm wrong, I will accept it. But if I'm correct, I will stick on it. But if you still need an apology, I will apologize, because God says we should apologize each other and then move on. So finally, how will you love us to conclude, or what will be your final message to the people out there that are watching you?
Thank you very much. I think this is a good initiative to come back and correct something that was not done in the right manner. Our aim here, we have to realize that Gambia is a very poor country. And that our means are few. And the people who are trying to do something good in the country should be supported. Definitely. Rather than their names being spoiled. And just because somebody doesn't understand the full extent of something doesn't make them go and disparage names. There was no need for Haji to go and say, he could have gone and said, look, I need support for my operation. I have an operation I have done, it has failed, and I need some more money to do. But the way it was put was that the facility where he did that operation did something wrong, and that is why he ended up where he is. And that is where it goes wrong, because then we are not supporting ourselves. Then what will happen is that anybody who has a problem, you want to go abroad, they're going to support other people. We're going to lose foreign exchange. We're going to support other people. We are not going to develop our own here, because to develop your own also, you need to support them. To develop, if you see India today, 30 years ago, India was almost like us in terms of medical. India, what brought their medical facilities up is their private sector.
Okay.
If you go to India today, you're not going to the public hospital, you're going to the private sector. And they supported this private sector. They were able to develop the private sector. And the private sector was then now able to develop the public sector. Today, in this clinic here, it's a small hospital, we have done things that have never been done in the Gambia before.
And what are those?
We are doing things, I have given you some example.
Before.
We have done something called a penile implant. Nobody has ever done it in the Gambia before. It has never been done. These urethroplasties that I told you, I have already done 50 since I came back in 2018 after getting 6 months training in the UK for this procedure. I have done 50. Only 3 of them failed. Okay, which means I have the same success rate as the England. Okay, that is the first time that we have done it. We have removed the lung of somebody who had TB and spoiled his lung. That is the first time that type of operation has been done in the Gambia. Okay. We have had a patient a child who went to Ghana because they thought it was only in Ghana they can do it. They went and did a procedure similar to this. It's not the same, but also with urine problem. It failed, and they came to me and I corrected it here in the Gambia. So to tell you that we are doing things in this hospital that have never been done in the Gambia. For me to be able to stand in this medium and say it, I know what I am saying, because no other doctor can come and tell you, no, that's not true. Sharab has done things in the Gambia that have never been done in the Gambia successfully. Sharab continues to do things in the Gambia that cannot be done in the Gambia now. There are some of the things that we're doing up to today still now cannot be done. We are the ones, there are some that now can be done, but we were the ones who started it in the Gambia, who showed people that it can be done in the Gambia and is being done in the Gambia. So I'm not saying that to blow any trumpet. I'm just saying that so that people will realize that there are some Gambians who are trying to take Gambia forward. Those people should not be disparaged. Those people should not be discouraged. Because a lot of us that are here now, a lot of the specialists that are here in the Gambia are here because they love their country. Because today, what is being paid for doctors, what doctors are earning in this country, if I went, even with this private practice, if I went today back to England and started working in England, what I will earn in a day, I have said it here, I don't earn it in a month here.
Okay.
So coming here to work here and try to help people is a sacrifice in its own. And people have to realize that and support us so that we now can bring things in the Gambia.
So nobody also needs support, right?
Oh yes, all of us need support.
Okay.
These last 2 months, this hospital ran on a loss. Do you know that?
Okay.
We ran on a loss. I'm telling you that today. This last 2 months, we ran on a loss. What we spent is more than what we earn. The things that bring us down in this country. This is why we don't move forward. Let us look at what is going to move us forward. Let us look at the real thing. You come in here, you've seen the type of caliber of people who are here trying to get their treatment. They have gone, a lot of them have gone everywhere else to try to get treatment. They couldn't get it. That's why they are here in this clinic. Why? You've seen, go outside and see the big generator that we have. Running that is not easy. So if you charge somebody for coming in for something, it must be, when you're charging somebody, you're charging a lot of things. When you enter this hospital, you find it is clean. It is not an easy thing to clean it. Every moment somebody is cleaning. You are paying that person, you're using that. You find that there's electricity 24 hours. There's something that is running that. You find that there's somebody to help you 24 hours. There's something that is running that. So when you're charging for that, you're not charging only for that, you're charging for the services. So when some things are mentioned,
you know why,
it pushes somebody.
No, do you know why? Do you know why I asked that question? Because I asked the question, do you need help? He said, of course.
We do need help. We do need. Look, we are running at a loss. I told you for the last 2 months we ran at a loss because what we are spending millions of dollars just to run this hospital. It has to come from somewhere. The staff that are here, this hospital, how many staff do you think we have?
I don't know.
How many? Just guess.
To me, it's more than 40 or 30.
or 30 or whatever. It is 120 staff to run this hospital 24 hours.
Wow.
So my salaries alone a month runs to about $1 something. It's for me to pay all my doctors and all my staff. So it is not easy to run a hospital. If people think it is easy, they are joking. That is why today, up to today, people will have to go to Senegal to get treatment because their hospitals are better supported. And that's going to cost us a lot of money. It will not cost you because you did not need to go to Senegal. Ask the person who has needed to go to Senegal and he goes to Senegal and his patient dies there and he has to bring the body back home. How many have you heard of those?
It's many.
Many. So please, let us develop our own. Let us be helpful with each other. Let us help each other so that today we can be proud that no, people are not going to Senegal, people are coming from Senegal. We have the potential. Do you know that I have had patients who came all the way from Ghana to have treatment here?
Yeah, you were trying to explain that.
Do you know that people have come all the way from Nigeria to come here to have this same type of treatment that they could not get in Nigeria properly? This one that Haji had, somebody came all the way from Nigeria to have it here. So please, let us be sensible about the things that we do. We have a country to develop.
Okay.
We are the ones who can develop it. The youths, the professionals, we can develop it. Let us not discourage the people. Let us not just look at the superficial. Oh, you go to Sharab, they will charge you. Yes, they will charge you because they want to give you quality. They will charge you because they want to continue. Now let us say that the last 2 months, I am saying it and I'm swearing by it, we ran at a loss. We continue running at a loss. What will happen?
You will fall down.
We'll close.
Yeah, that is
this procedure. This procedure that Haji needs today. Where will he go to do it? He will go abroad. He'll spend money in Senegal. He'll spend money. He will not spend now 100,000. No. He will spend hundreds of thousands to get that procedure done. So what I am saying in the final analysis is that the reason why we made Sharab, we brought up Sharab, is to improve the health sector in the Gambia by helping and by complementing what government is doing. Government also is doing a lot, but it's not cheap. Health is not cheap. That is why government cannot do a lot of things. It's not cheap.
Okay.
It's expensive. Any equipment, small equipment, if they tell you the price, you'll cry. Because,
but nevertheless, I really appreciate your kindness talking to me, because it's more important when we understand each other. And your advice to the Gambians also is also very important. As a doctor, you said this because many Gambians think that it's government that does everything, not knowing that it's not government that does everything. Together, we can do it. If we continue supporting each other, we will definitely do it. There are a lot of medias in this country. There are a lot of hospitals in this country. But how many youths are willing to support each other? That is the most important aspect. And secondly, what is more important, I will just try to emphasize what you said. That is, let's try and support each other. Support each other is the most important aspect of it. And then getting to know that we came here, we hope Hadi will also have the support, because all that is our concern for now. Please support Hadi so that Hadi can also come back and do the operation successfully. And then we come back, we show that to the people. This is Hadi who was crying and looking for help. Gambians have supported, Dr. Yah has supported, including myself and everybody. So you understand. So if we do that, definitely we will go. But then, finally, will you still add your voice for people to support him, please, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind. Look, okay. What Haji is suffering is really a terrible thing. No human being should suffer this thing for so long.
Yeah.
No human being. If you are in any civilized society, Haji should not suffer for long. Remember the patient I told you about. As I said, I have the video. You can play it in your this thing.
Yeah.
This man suffered for 17 years like Haji. 17 years. This man was not supposed to suffer like that.
Yeah.
But because at that time, the facility was not available. People tried to come from abroad to help him. They could not help him because maybe the facilities were not there. Now it is available in the Gambia. It can be done. There is a failure rate like everywhere else, but it can be done. So what we should do is to support him to have this thing done. It is not fair that Haji should be staying like this for too long without having his treatment done. And for me, as a professional, as the expert in doing this, I'm happy to help him with my expertise. Yeah. I'm also happy to help him financially. We have helped him with $25,000 already, because we have reduced it for him with $25,000. Now, whether that
10,000, it was 10,000 discount.
Yeah, the first surgery. Yeah. The second surgery, we are helping him again by saying that we are going to reduce 25,000.
Out of 75,000, now you reduced?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be 100,000.
Yeah.
So it has been reduced to 75,000. That was a help that we were going to offer.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether the administration, I'm not the administration of this hospital for your information, okay? I'm just the medical director. The hospital has a board of governors who are aware about this thing. In fact, they were the ones who were worried. I wasn't worried about this, but they were the ones who were worried and everything. Whether they'll be happy to say, okay, till now we are going to institute that, what do you call it, that discount or not, because that discount constitutes a loss to the hospital, a big loss to the hospital, because this operation costs more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, what we are getting out of this operation is less than that $25,000. So they may say that no, we are not going to give that. I'll put my voice to it, but they may say we are not going to give that discount anymore.
Okay.
So if Haji wants to have the operation elsewhere, then he can go elsewhere and have it. If he wants to go abroad, he can go abroad and have it. But this is what I am saying, that what people are doing by trying to disparage things doesn't help anybody, doesn't help Haji, doesn't help us. So what we should do is to look at it positively and try to do the right thing. What we tried to do for Haji was to save his life. He doesn't know it, but we saved his life.
And you have to continue saving
Yes,
life.
we saved his life.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it.
Yeah.
But if Haji, I left him like that, I didn't diagnose that problem, probably by now his kidneys are destroyed. And we're not talking about only his water pipe, we're talking about now kidney. You're talking about dialysis, you're talking about kidney transplant, you're talking about... So we've saved his life. So what we are saying is that let us just try to help Gambian hospitals both public and private. They need, you see, the private hospitals, we are not charging much. In the private hospitals in the Gambia, go to any other private hospital outside the Gambia, you know that private hospitals are trying just to move by.
Okay.
That is why a lot of these private hospitals, it looks expensive. I can tell you, if somebody tells you a procedure 100,000, oh my God, that's so expensive. Even me, today, if I am supposed to spend 100,000, I'll suffer.
Even you?
Even me, I will suffer. It's not easy for me to spend $100,000 today. It's for, like all Gambians, I'm earning from Gambia, for God's sake. This is where I'm earning. I'm not earning from abroad now. I'm earning from the Gambia.
Yeah.
And anybody else earning from the Gambia will suffer if you tell him you have to pay $100,000. But unfortunately, for us to continue our services, that charge has to apply. Otherwise, we will fall, like you said. And then what will happen is that people will even suffer more. If we fall today, believe me, there are many people who could have gotten treated here. They will not be treated now. They will have to go abroad and get treated. Many people.
All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. My beautiful audience, if you want to watch this interview, full interview, normally we bring 10, 15 minutes or 12 minutes on Facebook.
From VM. I can demand a from VM. Bring Facebook for YouTube.
Use your voice to change the world through VM International TV. VM Radio and TV station is a professional and leading online media house. For more information, visit our website at www.vm-international-tv.com. VM, Voice of Media. Crazy.
Kick a number, Kibaro Cinema be from VM. I can demand a from VM. Bring Facebook for YouTube and VM. You can watch it anytime on a VM. VM International. Dunia be ala moy alia follow from Facebook to YouTube.
Always like, comment, subscribe, and turn the notification bell only on YouTube. Don't forget to like our Facebook page, VM International.
VM International, yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe, like,
VM International.
Ala follow the wobit on the VM so. Wato tijede alal bulu kondi ngodi kijal ka follow wo wuleri ndingo nyi al wodi kidal ka follow
Nim VM International, yeah.
Tanya wonya tonya lebela ban VM TV ko tonya lebela ban adia tala mandia le the best abekela al sonta alman sonte the best abekela sai VM la ko bebe international VM TV kubayata sai la ko bebe international VM TV kubayata he moye minfi wale VM minfi wale kafalin yara la ko be manakale kensenti amita nyawonya to yale bela bana
International. You are the solution to make this world a better place, yeah.